welcome to UPSCI's Desk Official, your trusted platform for UPSCI's exam and other state PCS exam preparation. Here we are trying to cover current affairs, statistics, subjects, and much more. So today also we are going to discuss something very important that is there everywhere on social media, print media, and everyone is talking about the very hottest and important ongoing topic, that is right to protest in India, the basis of this right and the freedom that this right gives to the citizen, and certain reasonable restriction that this right has, and everyone need to understand while exercising this right. We are going to see the freedom of speech, we are going to see the freedom of assembly, and the right to dissent and disagreement in Indian constitution. Okay, so let's talk about the issue. So what is the issue? Recently we have seen major protests, okay, that has been going on for NEET exam paper leak, and the Cockroach Janata Party's protest once again brought back into our attention an important constitutional question that everyone is asking these days, is that is protesting legal in India? The answer is yes, and peaceful protest is considered as fundamental democratic right of every citizen. However, this right is not absolute. It has, certain legal restriction that one needs to understand. So, before we understand the restrictions, let's understand the constitutional base of this particular right. So the constitutional basis of the right to protest is, the constitution does not explicitly mention about right to protest in too many words. This right emerges from two important fundamental rights that we have. Article 19 clause 1 clause A provides citizens right to freedom of speech and freedom of expression, and Article 19 clause 1 clause B provides citizens the right to assemble peacefully without any arms. So together this fundamental rights form the constitutional foundation of your public demonstration, rallies, marches, and peaceful protests. So the Supreme Court also in many cases repeatedly emphasized that the right to dissent and public protests are very essential feature of a healthy democracy. So that should be there. So the right to dissent, what is right to dissent? Right to dissent and disagreement in a in Indian constitution is, they say that in Indian democracy, in Indian society, the citizen must have the right to express themselves, the disagreement with policies, with government policies, institutions, and public issues. The Supreme Court observed that this right, the right to dissent, is safety wall of a democracy. Without avenue for peaceful protest, democratic participation of people become weaker. The whole institution become weaker. So therefore, peaceful demonstration are generally protected under our constitution. It should be peaceful. Okay. Next, why this right is not absolute right? Like most of the fundamental right, the right to protest is not absolute right. It comes with certain restrictions under Article 19 clause 2, 19 clause 3. State may impose certain restriction while the protest is going on in the interest of unity and integrity of India, security of state, and if public order is being disrupted, decency and morality, unethical things are, if state observe, and contempt of court is being done, and defamations and prevention of for prevention of incitement to an offense and violence. For this, the state may impose restriction, and this means the citizen can protest peacefully, but the protest cannot endanger public safety and should not create prolonged disruption in the society. Okay, so we have two landmark judgments to favor this right. First one, Ramlila Maidan incident versus Home Secretary, Union of India 2012. In this case, Supreme Court clearly mentioned that citizen has this fundamental right to peacefully assemble, and the state cannot arbitrarily suppress peaceful protest. Okay, if the protests are going on with complete peace and with dictated rules, then state cannot arbitrarily suppress it. And executive actions, the government must respect the constitutional freedom of the people, and this judgment strengthen the protection of peaceful demonstration in India. And the second judgment that we have is Amit Sahani versus Commissioner of Police Shaheen Bagh case 2020. This court recognized the right to protest but also clarifies certain limitation. According to the judgment, public protest cannot occupy public roads for indefinite period of time, and demonstration must balance individual rights as well as we have to take care of public safety and the convenience of larger public space cannot be blocked for unlimited periods. So this judgment clearly highlight the need to balance democratic expression, your fundamental right, and the public order. So this says that the right to protest is fundamental right, absolutely, but it is not absolute. It should be exercised with responsibility, and that should be under constitutional limits. So we have seen the major protests that those are going on these days. That the first major offline protest of Cockroach Janata Party on June 6, 2026 New Delhi, Jantar Mantar, and mid-June 2026 in other cities like Hyderabad and Jaipur, and the third protest that is on June 22, 2026 in New Delhi, Jantar is still going on. Protests still the Cockroach Janata Party's protests are ongoing. So that whole things again bring back the right to protest into the hard discussions. So there is a difference. So you might have heard about protest and strike. So what is the difference between protest and strike? The right to protest is a fundamental right, and it is drive is strength from Article 19 clause 1, Article 19 clause 1A and Article 19 clause B. It is protected by the Constitution, but right to strike is not a fundamental right. It has a statutory right that has made under labor law. It can be restricted, especially in essential services. The strike can be suppressed in essential during essential services. So what is the conclusion we can draw? The right to protest remain one of the most important pillar of democracy, which is very important for healthy democracy. While Constitution protects freedom of speech and peaceful assembly, this right must operate within the framework of public order and reasonable restriction. So if somebody want to exercise this right, they have to keep in mind the reasonable restrictions and the public order framework. So for aspirants, this topic is important under fundamental rights and constitutional laws, Supreme Court judgments, and democratic governance and current affairs. So the what things we need to understand is that the balance between freedom of speech and the right to protest and regulation is essential for appreciating how constitutional democracy functions in India. So with that, we have come to the conclusion of this article. So if any doubt you have, if anything you want me to explain again, then please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.